from the Naked News studios in Toronto, Canada, you're listening to Talk Naked.
If I had known you were going to be naked, I would have come and done this interview a lot sooner.
The AVN Expo is one of the most exhausting experiences I have all year. From scheduling interviews to making appearances and costume changes, and of course, doing it all with a delightful disposition. By the end of the last day, I feel like roadkill. One of the top name stars I'd been hunting down since my first visit to the Expo was the legendary Joanna Angel. Her legacy in the business is far and beyond just performing in scenes herself. She's a celebrated writer, director, and founder of production company Burning Angel. I finally pinned her on the expo floor where I conducted this talk nearly naked. Desiree here, coming at you from the 2019 AVN Expo in Las Vegas. Welcome to the Schmooze, everyone. Today I'm joined by the industry legend herself, Joanna Angel.
Thank you.
Can you give our viewers a little bit of a background on how you got started in the industry?
Whew.
I know.
Once upon a time, in the Stone Age of the internet, when there was cobwebs all over it, in the year 2002.
Wow.
I started a porn site. Let's just use the term site very loosely because it was just a handful of naked photos of me and a few of my friends, and literally that was it. And people paid for it, and they were so excited about it because back in 2002,
It's so punk rock,
a photo of a naked girl was very exciting. A naked tattooed punk girl.
Right.
So that's what we were kind of known as this punk porn site, even though in 2002 it was just photos. And that's how it started. And 2005, I made my first DVD, and here it is, 2019, and here I am.
And here we are. And of course,
BurningAngel.com is my company, and actually, as of like 4 days ago, I sold my company to Adult Time. And that's the very short version of the story.
Here we are. It's true. I've listened to...
and 17 years later, that's what happened.
So when you started and launched that website, that initial one, was that Burning Angel?
BurningAngel.com, yes.
What was the alt scene like at the time?
You know, I didn't even use the word alt. I actually always really hated the word alt, but it kind of got stuck to me, so I just sort of went with it. But I was very much involved in the punk scene.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of Burning Angel, we always called it punk porn, you know?
Well, yeah,
and it
totally.
was punk, not just, for me, punk was not just like an aesthetic, especially at that time. Like, people kept saying, oh, you started like tattooed porn. And I'm like, I didn't even have that many tattoos at first. I had like 2, you know, I was a broke punk chick. I couldn't even afford to get tattoos. But like, I had a few, but like I wasn't covered or anything. It was a different time. But you know, and punk was also like kind of the ethics. Like it was a DIY, like started do it yourself, like, you know, run porn site that didn't follow the rules. And I don't know, that was kind of a thing. It was also very much a community, you know?
Yeah, I mean, was like suicide girls around at the time?
Actually, okay, so I was on the East Coast, you know, in New Jersey actually was where it started because I was in college at Rutgers, New Jersey. And I'm not joking, when I had launched Burning Angel, and so I think from the time that me and my roommate had the idea until the time that it launched, it was like 7 or 8 months. I mean, it was hard to get everything together, and I was just so consumed with like getting this website idea off the ground. It like took over my whole life. Granted, also the internet was a very different time then. There was no Twitter. There was no like instant news. Like, you know,
people were still jerking off to pictures of naked women. Can you believe that?
People read newspapers for the news.
Shocking. Yeah. What were these times?
Unreal. So, the day that Burning Angel launched, and a lot of people think I'm lying about this, but I have no reason to lie about it. Like, somebody was like, oh, have you heard of this website? They're kind of doing something similar. And it was Suicide Girls. Wow. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. Okay, cool. And then just kind of moved on. I mean, I had just launched a porn site. Like, my whole life was like flipped upside down and going crazy. But then we kind of kept getting the comparison again and again and again. And it got a little bit frustrating. But then in 2005, I was like, you know what? Like, my whole family is already like gone insane for me doing porn. All my friends have I have to explain to them I'm doing porn. You know, everybody in school knew because I was still in college. It was like this giant deal, but I wasn't even really doing porn. All it was photos. You know, and it's crazy to think that back then it was such a big deal.
That is provocative.
I remember one of my professors pulled me aside in class and he's like, "I heard about your venture and I respect what you're doing, but I'm worried it's going to be distracting to the class. So can you make sure to use a different name or something?" And I'm like, "I don't have it. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody's even looking at this website. I can tell. I'm looking at the hits.
Unreal.
There's like 19." Yeah, it was crazy.
That's unreal. That even that kind of censorship
and granted,
that
it wasn't like world news, but to me it felt like it was world news because everyone in my circle was talking about it and knew about it, and I was like, I feel like everybody is. I have. Whether everyone is praising me or judging me for doing porn, I should probably actually do porn at this point. Because all this for a handful of photos on the internet is kind of crazy.
And then,
so then I was like, and then also that really helped because then people stopped comparing us to Suicide Girls because Suicide Girls was very much into the pinup Playboy, we are not hardcore thing. And I'm like, here is my butthole.
I feel like I pushed on a bruise with that Suicide Girls bit.
I'm just explaining.
Yikes.
Yeah,
It's allow me to back into this
there's
one.
No drama, no beef, no anything. I just had to. It's like a weird thing to explain the story.
Absolutely. But I'm
it's
sure
like
it
a
comes
history
up.
lesson.
I'm sure it comes up
it doesn't
all the
come
time.
up as much as it used to. Yeah, but
Right on. So let's talk about you as a performer and what viewers can expect from you in a porn and you performing in porn.
I love performing, and I actually love it more now than I ever did.
Really?
I'm kind of at a point in my career where everybody, when they heard I sold my company, they're like, "Okay, so are you retiring now?" And I was like, "Don't say that word. Don't use the R word around me."
No kidding.
It really makes. I know that I'm not going to be able to be in porn forever. You know, on this side of the camera. You know, and when that day doesn't, I still plan on directing for as long as I can stand up, or I guess you don't even have to stand up. You can sit in the director's chair. Yeah,
I mean, there's all,
I can direct right here. Have sex.
Is that the key? Is that the key to longevity? Does that grant a woman in porn a longer career?
Well, look. Directing's not for everyone.
Right.
I think there's this stigma in the media where everyone's wants to encourage every performer to be a director one day, and it's kind of funny because when performers come to me and ask for advice, I'm like, don't do it, man. It's a lot of work. It's a different thing.
But do you think that might have lended to you loving the performing side of it so much more?
I don't know. It's almost I feel like everybody who eats at restaurants should work as a waitress or a waiter at some point in their life to understand how you treat a waiter or waitress. I sometimes feel like every performer should just direct one movie, so you know
just
what
to
it's
be in
like.
that spot, right?
So you understand.
And what
how
are
much
the biggest
pressure.
challenges there?
A lot of it is scheduling. You have this kind of thing set up where if one thing falls apart, everything falls apart. Everything's sort of like a game of Jenga, you know what I mean? So some of it's scheduling, and that includes not just scheduling the performers, scheduling the makeup, scheduling the location, putting together a scenario that's going to make people horny and happy and excited, and you want people to have a good time, but you also want to make a good product, and you have to do it efficiently, and you gotta learn from your mistakes.
And you've been doing this from
the
very start, though, of your career.
Yeah. And so now,
being the businesswoman as well.
When I go to set, which I actually didn't do, I only worked for myself for a good 10, 12 years. I was only in my own movies.
Wow.
So every single movie I was in as a director, I was also behind the scenes. And last year, I was like, I really miss going to other people's sets. I really miss it. I hear people talking about it. I'm like, I want to go to set and I want to have somebody tell me what to do.
Absolutely.
And I just want to have sex. And I feel like I'm on vacation when I do it. It's exhilarating for me. It's so much fun for me.
It makes for a totally explosive and sincere climax, I would imagine.
No, I love it. And I love performing. And look, I know it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends that have gotten into porn and I'm friends with them in the beginning, and then I see somewhere in the middle they're not enjoying it that much or something, and everybody's got their own reasons, you can't really explain sometimes what's going on in someone's head that's that's making them not love it the way I do, you know. But I do. For me, just speaking from my own personal experience, and me personally, I love being in front of the camera. Even if like I love it so much that if I hate, which has actually really never happened, but if the day came where like I really didn't like the talent I was with, and I didn't like the location, and I didn't like the director, and I was uncomfortable, and it was hot, and it was sweaty. I just love doing porn so much, like I would still be happy, even if everything around me also
This is what it takes, though. This is what it takes to get to your level.
I don't think it's normal to feel how I feel, but I just
think
love
it's the key to your success.
Yeah.
What are people looking for when they search you on a porn site? Like, what experience are they looking to have?
I'm not one. I don't know if I can answer that. I'd have to ask a fan what they are searching for.
Well, what do you hope they're getting out of it? I mean, other than getting off.
I don't know. Yeah, I hope they get off. I hope they can see like how happy and energetic and excited I am. I think a lot of people like to when they say like I love watching you have sex. It's so real, which is always a complicated term.
That might be it. Is that it's so real? But what's the it factor?
I hate when people say, "Oh, I like your porn because it's real." I'm like, all porn is real. There's not holograms having sex with each other.
No,
I get what they mean. They mean you're not phoning it in. That's what I think they mean. But it's all real. Those are real penises and real vaginas and real reactions. There might be a real orgasm. There might not. But the guy's always going to have a real orgasm. That's real jizz. You can't fake that. So that's why I don't like it when people say, "Well, it looks real." It's like, well, it's all real. But I think they mean like just like kind of raw and energetic and like I'm definitely not the type of girl that can like thinks about her toes being pointed the right way. Like I'm not like the glamorous porn star. I'm more
Here
like,
I am. I'm like, okay, great.
Like, I know. I'm like,
okay, great. So we can get to the chilling, right, man?
Right.
That's awesome. So what are you doing at AVN this year? Let's get to it. What is this booth all about?
This is Adult Time, and this is the company that just bought my company.
Yes, and that's a major acquisition.
Yeah.
This is the talk of the town.
Really, is it? Oh,
yes, it's the talk of the town.
It's really exciting for me, and it doesn't even feel real because it literally just happened. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to have like it doesn't even feel like they acquired me. It feels like a merger because I'm still going to be directing for Burning Angel.
Well, I was going to say, could you lay out exactly what happened with the two companies?
The company, which
so Gamma Films,
Gamma Films / Adult Time, whatever you want to call it, bought. So they own the company now.
Right.
But it does. I mean, own is like a loose term. So I'm still going to be directing for BurningAngel.com.
Totally.
I'm the head of production for Burning Angel, but it's kind of cool. I get a paycheck for it now.
That's a win, victory.
I keep joking around in the office. I'm like, what if you guys fire me? That would be so funny.
Why do I feel like you're going to push to see if you can just get to that barrier,
what
right?
If I get fired
and fuck with it
from Burning Angel? I really.
So what's the future then going to be like?
So I've been directing for Burning Angel, but also what is very exciting to me is that I'm also directing for a bunch of other studios under the Adult Time umbrella.
So cool.
So I get to branch out and do different things. They're having me direct for Vivid because Gamma just bought Vivid. So that's really crazy to me because I remember coming into porn as like a little baby angel, and I do remember going to my very first AVN in 2004 and seeing AVN was in the Venetian.
I'm seeing it carved in stone.
I know, right?
2004.
And the Vivid booth was like the Vivid booth was like a palace.
Yeah.
And I just remember looking at the girls like Tara Patrick and Jenna Jameson and all the girls and their giant titties and they all wore Swarovski crystals all over. They were like, they walked around and they looked rich. They looked like mafia bosses,
and that's a
kind
fantasy.
of.
That is gorgeous.
And I remember the Vivid booth. It was like 2 floors and it was all white and it looked like a castle. And I just remember being excited to like go near it.
I was to enter into heaven like that?
Yes, I know.
To ascend into heaven like that?
So it's pretty cool now to be like, they're like, oh, well, we want you to direct for the relaunch of Vivid. I'm like,
very cool.
I'm like Vivid's biggest fan. And I loved all the old Vivid movies and stuff too. So it's super exciting.
I've got some shotgun rounds here for you. You ready?
Yes.
What makes a perfect porn?
A perfect porn is really hot, sweaty, messy sex.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're I know it's a good porn when sometimes I drive to set and I can't drive home.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm high. I'm like high and like I can't
We
move.
all know that
yeah.
feeling.
And I need to just
Hopefully.
like lay there. Even after I take a shower, for like a good half hour, 45 minutes before I can even think about driving, because my brain is so like, whew. You know, that's how you
I'm
know
like,
when you
whoa,
did a
feeling
really
it.
good point.
I'm feeling it just from her
and that doesn't
telling.
happen every time,
Okay.
you know. But, that's
it
when you
brings
know
me to
it
my
was.
next one.
That's when you know it's like this one is for the books.
Okay, so surefire way to get you off.
Stick it in my ass.
Is that right? That's the must-have move.
Yeah, that or clitoral stimulation.
Okay, yeah.
So both at
Yeah.
the same time is like, oh, you know.
And that's totally, that's a good combination right
Yeah.
there. And what makes a good female porn performance?
I mean, a good female porn performance is when the girl's having fun.
Yeah.
You know, that there's really. A girl could be the hottest girl in the world, but if she isn't having fun, it's not sexy.
Right.
You know, that you want to see a girl enjoying sex.
Just releasing to it.
Just release. Yeah.
And any advice for how men can improve in the bedroom as well? We've got a
Yeah.
lot of them out there that want to know how to please a woman like you. Let's say that much.
You got to have confidence in the
Yes.
bedroom. In the bedroom, you know, it's kind. I've had sex with guys that are like super like insecure social weirdos,
Yeah.
but they fucking kill it in the bedroom. You know, you got to just follow your sexual desires. Also, when you're like after the age of 30, this doesn't count in your 20s. You really like it sucks because a girl can be good in bed kind of no matter what, but a guy, like, you got to stay in shape and you got to eat healthy if you it counts, like it's your body, you know. Us girls, we can I mean, I like being in shape because I feel good, but like
Yes.
it doesn't affect my sexual you know, like a girl could be trashed and be great in bed. A guy, not so much. Maybe a 22-year-old guy.
No, but
they
no.
can fuck drunk. A 37-year-old guy, it's gonna be
Right.
disgusting.
So keep in shape out there.
I'm sorry. So us
Right?
girls, we can get trashed and party
keep yourselves
and suck
healthy,
your
though.
dick really well. Guys, you can't do that. I'm sorry.
Joanna, where can everyone find you online and connect with you?
You can find me on burningangel.com, and you can find me on Twitter or on Instagram at Joanna Angel. Both my accounts are verified, so they're me.
They're
You know
really
the right
her,
one.
guys.
They're really me.
Get connected with her today. Thank you
Get connected.
so much for
Thank
making
you.
time.
But I'm kind of bummed because I thought we were going to be naked.
Joanna, I am bummed.
Naked.
I am bummed.
You
that
just
we're-
got to
you know
call
what?
it news.
No, you know what? From Las Vegas, Nevada, for the 2019 AVN Expo from the Adult Time booth, I'm Laura Desiree, and this has been The Schmooze.
Hope you enjoyed listening to the sensational Joanna Angel. Remember to never miss an episode of Talk Naked. Like, subscribe, and oh yes, favorite this channel. We'll catch you next time.